What's going on, everybody? Welcome to our very first episode of our new podcast, Straighten Up. We're your hosts, Jason and Eddie.
I'm Jason.
And I'm Eddie, and we're so excited to be here. This is our first time ever trying to do something like this, and so we're just trying to take off and really try to get ourselves into your homes, into your phones, into your computers in the most uncreepy way possible.
It's always going to be at least a little bit creepy.
So please come along with us on this journey, and I really hope that you like the content that we're putting out because, according to ourselves, we're the funniest people we know.
Oh my god, hilarious.
So I'm hoping that you will also find the hilarity, the funny, the comedy, and the comfort in us that we find in each other for you.
Yeah. Amen. Anyways, so we're going to go ahead and just jump right into it. So I feel like every best friend duo says, we should start a podcast. Is the loaf of bread crying?
I have my dog here with me, Bruno, and he's currently dreaming right now.
Oh my god.
Hold on.
Well, hold on, yeah, put the mic. Oh my god.
Anyways,
Anyway.
sorry about that. It's yeah. Go ahead, continue.
What was I saying? Oh yeah, everyone thinks that they can start a podcast, and we are no strangers to that rule. I figured we should probably start out with a little bit of introduction of ourselves. What I thought would be funny, and I can cut this out if you don't want to do it. What I thought would be funny is if we introduced each other.
How would I introduce you?
I don't know. That's what I mean. Like what would you say about me, like, to the public? In at least semi nice way.
See, but
You can only think of mean things.
yeah. This is my friend Jason.
Mm-hmm.
He's 5'3". He wears 6 inches.
This is not a good idea. Well, my name is Jason. I am 28 years old. I live in Southern California.
He's 5'3".
I'm 5'7 3/4. Okay. God. Anyways, I'm a photographer. I love all things creative. I'm a Gemini. So,
He's Two-Face.
Shit on me now.
That's what Gemini is.
I think we're misunderstood. That's what I'm going to say.
Both him and the other face he carries.
Okay. I am a ENFJ.
Are you really an ENFJ?
Yeah.
I'm also an ENFJ.
Really?
Yeah. I never knew that.
Have we never had this
I
conversation?
don't think so. I've never knew that you were an ENFJ.
Yeah.
That makes so much sense.
Yeah. Anyways, go ahead.
What's going on, everybody? My name is Eddie. I'm the other face to Straighten Up with Jason and Eddie. I'm the Eddie
part.
I'm originally from Northern California near San Francisco. I just recently, I've lived here for about 2 years now in Southern California. My duty for the Straighten Up podcast is to kind of get our face out there, get our name out there. I talk a lot there.
Some would say too much.
Some would say just enough. Just saying. Some would say not enough.
Oh, really?
Talk more.
I've never met a person that said not enough.
I'm a Libra, if we're going to go with astrological signs.
Yeah.
I'm actually not just a Libra, because I know you're going to say, oh, Libras.
Who's going to say that?
I feel like I say this so often, though, because to me, it's so cool to say, but I feel like anybody else is like, okay, wow, that's so pretentious, that's so stupid, whatever. But
Okay.
I'm on the Libra Virgo cusp, and it's cool because it's called the cusp of beauty, and I think it's one of the coolest things. I never knew that until I was like, well, I don't really 100% feel a Libra, but I don't 100% feel the Virgo. And I looked it up. I'm right on the cusp of Libra and Virgo, and I'm on the
Verbra?
cusp.
A Verbra or a
I'm on the cusp of beauty. I'm beautiful.
Oh.
You
He's
are
humble.
beautiful. I'm so humble. I'm the
my
most
God.
humble person that I know.
Oh my god.
So yes, so that's me. Our little breadstick over here, my little breadstick. Hold on, my little bread puff over here is Bruno.
Here, go ahead. Oh, I thought you were gonna pick him up.
No, he's sleeping right now.
Oh.
He just turned 1 on Thanksgiving. This past Thanksgiving, he is a Cocker Spaniel, and he is the best thing in the world. Him and his sister, we got them both at the same time, and I didn't want him at first until I saw him, and he's all I wanted from there on. So yeah.
Got it. So I guess we should probably talk a little bit about how this podcast came to be. The original name for the podcast was going to be That's Debatable because half the time we don't really agree on things.
Most things.
That's fair.
We don't agree on most things.
And so we tend to argue on a lot of things. We were at the gym one day and, I was doing the little calf raises, a whole 75 pounds. And what did you say to me?
First of all, give yourself some more credit. It was like 85 pounds.
Okay, fine.
But either way,
Thanks.
this year, Jason and I had decided this is going to be the year we tried to try. Jokingly, I said, you know what? You need to man up and put more weights. And I said, actually, you know what? You should just straighten up and work out more.
And thus, this was born. So I took off my stilettos. And
6 inches, by the way.
Yeah.
Pumps.
Leopard print.
Oh, I was going to say red patent. Leather patent?
Patent? Red bottomed? I can't afford Louis Vuittons. Who are we kidding?
Jason, those are some Ross Hills painted red.
The spray paint's still wet.
Yeah. So we thought about it and we thought, you know what, that's debatable as much as we do debate a majority of things in our friendship. It'd be a funnier play on words to straighten up.
Yeah.
If it's not already obvious, Jason's gay.
Yeah. This one, straight as a doornail.
No, but in all seriousness, we're both gay. We're two. You show him your wrist.
Oh.
See,
You know what I mean? That is the wrist of a gay man.
Yeah. So we thought it'd be fun.
Show him your wrist.
Thought it would be fun to just have some play on words, have fun with it, and straight and gay. Who cares what you are? Doesn't matter.
Yeah. I would say all lives matter, but they kind of took that, so we can't really.
We're gonna get canceled on our first episode. I got dumped today.
What do you mean?
I got broken up with today.
Okay, go ahead.
The guy that I was talking to from up north.
Oh.
He broke up with me today. Not that we were anything, obviously.
Yeah. Okay.
We were never official. Nothing. We hung out one time and we talked from there. But he broke up with me today.
Did you bring up the question?
That's what I'm saying. We never talked about being together. We never talked about anything romantically or anything like that. We hung out once. It was a great connection. We had really good conversation. We connected very well. Everything was good. So we decided to continue on. I mean, obviously, I don't live there.
Yeah.
I live here, but we're talking every day, and at first conversation super good right away, long, whatever. But as time goes on, it's starting longer in between text messages or whatever.
Okay.
And then yesterday, I hadn't heard from him all day, which I'm like, okay. I kind of assumed that it was gonna go the way it went.
Yeah.
I hoped it didn't, obviously.
Yeah,
but
we always hope for the best.
Right. But I mean, whatever. And then I get a voice memo. I mean, at least it wasn't a text message.
Yeah, I guess it's more personal.
And he explained, which the explanation of everybody. I'm not in a place right now for this. My life's really busy. I don't think I can date anybody. And then I got broken up with. I'm not sad about it. I mean, I'm bummed, yes.
Yeah,
because,
disappointed.
Right. I don't even disappointed, but I'm bummed because it could have had a good potential.
Yeah.
But I mean, I would have rather ended before it started than it start and then end.
Yeah, it saves you the actual heartbreak.
Right.
Of being like, oh great, we're gonna be something, and then never mind.
Right. And then I replied back.
Okay.
And I even told him, I said, I get it. You can't help how you feel. I understand you have a busy work life, and I don't know how busy your personal life is. There could be things that you're going through that I don't know about. So
yeah.
I understand that. And I thanked him for being open with me and upfront and honest, because anybody else could have ghosted me
yeah, that's fair,
or did anything, lied to me, or whatever. And he was upfront. He said how he felt. He said what he didn't want and did want, and what he had time to do and didn't do, and I respected that. It was probably one of the most respected breakups I've had.
Okay.
I was broken up with like a person instead of just
that's good
kind of thing.
It's nice when people can just be people.
Yeah.
And actually talk to people
right.
and let them know, hey, this is where I am, and this is what I'm capable of, and I don't have the bandwidth to, be in a relationship
right.
or whatever.
Yeah.
And obviously, at that point, even a long distance relationship, you know what I mean? Add that layer on top of it. to be like, hey, I don't have the.
Right, exactly. And that's what I'm saying. I'm glad that it ended when it ended.
Yeah. So is there a
Rather-
potential of staying friends? Is that the plan, or is it more just like a we had a good
Um,
little run that was fun?
I mean, I wouldn't
Like,
say
hit me
no.
up if you're back,
Right,
you
but
know.
I wouldn't say no to being friends. I don't.
Do you think you could do it?
Yeah, I wasn't super emotionally invested.
Okay.
You know, I like I said, it was cool to hang out with that one time we hung out with, but obviously because
Yeah.
I don't live there, and talking was really nice because it was good conversation. We connected well.
Yeah, that's good.
I wouldn't mind staying friends with them. I don't know if it ended in a way that it would kind of opened it to, oh, we're gonna be friends still, or just kind of like, you know what, good luck to you.
Yeah, best of luck in all your
Right.
future endeavors.
So I mean, whatever happens, happens. I'm not crazy
Okay.
obsessed with it like I would be normally.
Yeah, per
'Cause-
Eddie.
Yeah.
Well,
So yeah.
I'm
What
sorry
is-
things went that
well,
way.
thank you. I appreciate it. I
Of
mean,
course.
thank you, yes, but I don't think it's anything to be sorry for.
Yeah, but I
you
mean,
know.
once again, it's the hope, the slight, even just getting a taste of the excitement of like something potentially being something. Obviously, we tell ourselves a version of that in our heads of being like, oh, but what if it's this? But what if it's that? And like, it could be talking for 2 weeks. It could be talking for 2 days. You go on that first date or hangout or whatever, and it's like you think of all the potential things that it could be. So then to find out like, okay, it's not going to be that, at times can be a little bit like, yeah, like I said, like disappointing.
Yeah, I can give you that.
Anyways, you were
Definitely.
saying, what were we gonna say?
Oh well, I was gonna base off of what happened to me. What is your view on breakups via text message?
Oh, I would say anything exclusive. If you're like we're together, never. You should never text somebody a breakup. I would probably say anything beyond 4 dates, 5 dates, I think deserves a phone call or a meetup in person, or I guess even like a voice memo. I feel like if you're like 1 or 2 dates in, a quick text, hey, this isn't really gonna work out, da da da, cool. But I think once you start to become more emotionally invested in somebody and they're clearly making it a point that you are the person that they're going on dates with, and it starts to lean in the direction of being exclusive, I think it's important to treat people with respect and just talk to them about it.
Yeah, be an adult. Be
Yeah.
like you said, be a person.
Yeah.
I feel I can agree with what you're saying. Definitely.
Mhm.
I also feel that sometimes, especially if it's super early on in a situationship that's not a relationship, like you're saying, if we're not outwardly together,
Yeah.
if it's not a you're my boyfriend, you're my girlfriend, I'm your partner, whatever, it's not an exclusive thing.
Yeah.
And it is like we've gone on a date, we've gone on 2 dates, and you know what? I realized this isn't working. I realized that we're not for each other. There's something that doesn't connect well. And if I'm telling you this in a text, like, hey, you know what? It's been great. You're really nice, but I just don't see this going any further. And you get mad at me
Mm,
because I'm trying to properly communicate with you my feelings, then 100%, then you are not the person for me.
yeah, I
And
can agree that
2,
like people communicate better sometimes through message because it
Yeah.
gives them a chance to get all their thoughts out.
Right. But if I'm not like, I don't want to be with you because you're this and that and the other, but if I'm like, hey, I just don't think that we vibe well.
Mm-hmm.
Our connection isn't what I thought it was going to be, but, yada, yada, yada. And then they come back with, oh, first, they just like it, first of all. Or if they're like,
passive
oh,
aggressive.
yeah, or they come back with a rude comment later or after that. It's like, well,
Yeah.
if that's how you're going to be because of this, then obviously you're definitely the person I want to be with. But secondly, you're a walking red flag at that point to me.
Yeah, I feel like it's bullet dodged at that point.
Right. So.
Okay, so question.
Mhm.
When do you think is like okay, you've gone on the first date. Okay, say you've gone on the second date. When does it start to leave just talking to this person to potentially like relationship for you?
I've always followed the 3-3-3 rule. There may
Okay.
have been one or two times where that may have been ignored,
Yeah.
but for the most part, I try to do my best to always follow the 333 rule.
Go ahead and explain what that is.
So I saw this on, I think it was Will and Grace.
Okay.
No, or Friends. Dang it! I can't remember. It was a TV show that I had watched.
Yeah,
I
they
saw
probably
this on.
they probably know.
And the 333 rule, when you're dating somebody, you talk for 3 weeks, you date for 3 months, and if you're still together after 3 years, you get married.
Okay.
So that's kind of where my 333 is.
Hmm.
You know, so if we can talk for 3 weeks, then definitely we should date. If we've made it that far, so let's date. Now we're dating for 3 months. We're going on dates. We're talking. We're having dinner. You know, we're learning to be a couple. If we're still doing all this comfortably, amicably, openly, communicatively for 3 months, then let's date. Let's now be in a full on relationship.
Yeah.
You're my boyfriend. I'm your girlfriend, or you're my boyfriend, whatever. And if we're still that after 3 years, then we get married.
Time to get married.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think that's a fair
and
rule.
I think for me, yeah, obviously some people move faster than others, some people move slower than others, and there's nothing wrong with that. The amount of time spent with somebody does not amicably does not realistically determine when you should or should not do something.
Yeah.
How long you're with somebody it's not a real determining factor. It's just what you're comfortable with. But me and my ex-fiance at the time, years ago, we were together for 3 years, and I felt that we were close enough and comfortable enough with each other to get married. So I proposed. Obviously, there's no ring on my finger, so that didn't unfortunately work out for me. But that was for other reasons that didn't have to do with the time we spent together.
Yeah.
Or the time we were together. It just, we just were going down different pathways. But that time frame felt okay. I feel like we've been together enough in our lives that now I want to spend the rest of my life with you.
Yeah.
So that's kind of in my mind where that comes from. But like I said, there are times where I didn't always follow that. I've met people where I'm like, this is just amazing. This clicks so well.
Mm-hmm.
Let's try it out. And it doesn't work. Or there's other people like, I don't really see it working. And later on down the line, I'm like, oh, actually, this works really well. Still doesn't work out. But,
I mean, I think, obviously, it's not like they're anything new, but I think the world of dating has changed so much with all the different apps that are out there. And, like, I feel like you can either have a perfectly fine experience where you meet a great person, you have a great connection, you text back and forth, you talk on the phone, and until you eventually lead up to a first date.
Yeah, because then you meet these people on the apps and they turn out to be raging alcoholics.
Yeah, or catfish.
Or catfished.
We'll tell some stories in a second.
Or catfished. And I love seafood, but I hate catfishes.
You
don't like either.
No.
That's why he's gay, folks.
Smells like fish. Anyways, so like obviously the world of dating has changed a lot, and you can either have a great experience or you can have a not so great experience. And so like obviously there's people that swear by dating apps and have met their partners that then they are going to live with for the rest of their lives. But then you have us. So my question to you is, what do you think is good about the dating apps, and what do you think isn't so good about the dating apps?
I think in and of itself, a dating app, you surface level anyways, you get to see who you're talking to.
Yeah.
It takes out the blind dating aspect of it. It takes out, I think he's attractive. I hope I think she has nice teeth. I hope their hair is this way. I hope they dress this way, So surface level wise, you get to see who you're talking to. You get to read about them, whatever they write in their bio.
Mm-hmm.
Their stats, their age, their height, their weight, whatever you want. Do they smoke? Do they drink? Do they have kids? Do they want kids? Do they do other things outside of recreational?
Yeah. It's a whole
activities,
profile, a whole idea. right on your screen.
Negatively about it though, it's only surface level.
Yeah.
You can see this person think, "Oh my god, I'm in love with this person. He's beautiful, she's gorgeous, whatever." Meet up, and the person who you've been talking to, the person you've been looking at, is completely different in person they are in the
Mm-hmm.
app. They can be mean, they can be nasty, they can have poor hygiene, you know. So
Yeah.
that's a negative aspect of it to me. You know, you see who you're talking to, awesome. I see this person, I'm interested in the person, and once you get with this person, you realize that who we're talking to is just a fantasy.
Yeah.
And that's just not even talking about catfishes. That's just in general.
Yeah. I think the whole thing is that my negative is the fact that I think people really make it a point to polish themselves up on their dating apps. They only pick their best, 5 pictures. They get the chance to go and rewrite their bios based on previous interactions they've had. And so, yes, it's good that you're able to express yourself through a dating profile, but I don't know if the person that you are perceiving on the screen is 100% authentic.
But if you're the kind of person that's going to rewrite your bio, though, based off of a bad experience that you had that you're trying to make better for yourself, that's commitment. Because I know for me, once I have a bio up, it took me so
Yeah.
long to write that. That's it. That's
Same.
the bio you're getting. If I try to rewrite my bio, it's going to be like, me man, me single,
Yeah.
like me.
Please.
You know, yeah, please. Exclamation point, exclamation
I'll
point,
Venmo you.
exclamation point. Yeah, exactly. You know, so if you're going to be like, oh man, I said this, that I loved wine and I ended up hating, I spit it out my girl. Now I'm going to say, oh, I'm more of a hard alcohol drinker because wine's disgusting. Like, you know, if you're going to paint yourself like that, like that's crazy.
Yeah.
Have you met people that just done that?
Yeah.
Wow.
Like, I've had friends that have done that.
Never. I didn't think
Really?
people rewrote
Yeah.
their bios just to.
It'll be like, oh, like, you go on a couple of days and like, oh, things aren't working out, this and that. I'm going to redo my profile. And then they'll
Yeah.
rewrite things. They'll pick different pictures. They'll, whatever, to see, who comes back.
That's crazy. What you see is what you get with me. I couldn't.
Yeah. I mean, that's fair.
The amount of thought and energy I put into my original,
That's all you got.
that's it. Anything more than that, listen, I'm gonna start posting pictures of me popping a pimple or something.
You know what? And I think both of us have decently authentic profiles. I think they
feel
they
like the
capture
word
us.
decency, authentic, is giving space for some unauthenticness in there.
I mean, okay, so unauthenticity sounds really bad, obviously.
Well, decent,
but once again,
authentic.
I think it's the.
I feel like there's nothing in my profile that would be unauthentic about myself.
I know, but
to say that it's decently authentic.
But once again, I think I stand by the statement that I think it is the more polished version of us, though. You know what I mean? We pick the best pictures that we like of ourselves. We pick the picture, even if we pick a picture that like we don't necessarily like think is the most like attractive, we still put it in there for a reason. You know what I mean? If you get 5 pictures, you're not going to pick the one like, oh, I look awful in that picture. I'm going to put it on my dating profile.
Yeah, but I never have posted a picture and thought, this is the best picture of myself. I hope that they like this for this because what this, you know what I'm saying? I look like what I post.
No, I'm not saying that. But like.
So I don't think it's the more polished
I think
version
we are
of myself.
all trying
It's me.
to perceive what we want people to see us as. You know what I mean? And if that aligns with who you believe that you are, great. But I think at the end of the day, we still always have at least a little bit of a bias to allow ourselves the best chance at finding dates. You know what I mean? You're not going to put the picture you don't like of yourself. You're going to picture the picture you like of yourself. But obviously, when you meet somebody in person, you don't get the choice. You're wearing whatever you're wearing. You look however you look. You say whatever you say. But online, like I said, you get a chance to alter a little bit.
I don't think it's altering in the slightest. If whatever you're putting, if that's not what you're looking like in person, it's a lie.
I have a thing that I think it might be a little bit controversial and maybe it wouldn't always work the best, but I feel like on a dating app it would be kind of interesting if like you could almost like leave reviews on people's dating profiles. Like, oh, what did you do for your first date? You know, how would you rate it? I understand that people could abuse that, but I feel like that would be really interesting to see what they're almost
Do
like
you
almost like a
understand
Uber rating.
the amount of self-esteem you would need to have to not utterly hang yourself if that were true? Imagine going on a date thinking everything went perfectly fine, going back to your profile and having the words in all capitals, grenade, swamp thing,
Oh my god! Like, you know, yeah, there would be like,
tried to chew but her hammer toe was sticking out of her heel.
Don't
The
you make-
things that people would say, the things that people would nitpick on. Oh, I thought she'd be pretty, but she was actually, her hairline went to the left instead of the right, and that looks so ugly to me. I don't think you fully thought this through.
I'm like I said, I don't think it would like. I'm not saying it's like a solve every problem, but I feel like it would be an interesting thing for to be able to see some kind of, you know, if this person is who they say they are, in the sense of like, you know, how good was the first date? Like, did you have fun? You know, stuff like that. And what if you can only leave like positive reviews? You know what I mean?
I feel like it should be, if that were a thing, it should be like multiple choice. Was this person who they said they are? Yes or no?
Yeah.
Was this
you know
person
what?
nice? Yes or no? Was this person friendly? Yes or no? Did this person pay? Yes or no? If yes, did they cover everything? Did they split it? You know, things like that.
Yeah.
But to have an open comment section, no, I couldn't. My self-esteem, my sense of self,
Would only be wrapped up in
I
those
would
dating
be
apps.
Patrick Star under a rock immediately.
I thought you meant the makeup artist. I was like, what do you mean? Sorry.
Patrick, if you're watching this, I'm so sorry.
You said Patrick Star. That's the more relevant Patrick Star.
The other Patrick, if you're watching this, I'm so sorry.
I don't know. What do you think would make dating apps better?
I literally just told you.
Yeah, but that was my idea. You just critiqued my idea.
Yeah, but that would be
But
that would be a great way to make him. There really is no other way to make a dating app better. I feel like even the ones that you pay for, what you see about the app is what you get from the app.
Yeah.
There's nothing more and nothing less than what it is.
Yeah.
You get to pick and choose from a slew of men and women who you find visibly attractive. And if they meet your standards of what attractive is in your life, then you like them. And then you get to choose whether or not that attractiveness continues on in person or not. And if it does not, then you go back to your app and you do it all over again. And it takes out every ounce of romanticness that you can think of. Because from my point of view, being almost 32 years old and being on dating apps for I don't know how many years that I would like to admit, nothing has happened. I thought I've met great people. I thought I've made great connections, and I meet these people. And because I didn't fit into something that they thought was great, it ended. And I will be the first to admit that I've done the same thing. It's what you do. You see this person, you create this image of them, and they don't live up to that fantasy that you've made based solely on the surface level things that they're putting on this app.
Yeah.
And that's not cool.
I agree.
I don't think that's the best way for our generation to find people. Yes, it may have worked for many people, but for many more people than that, it has not worked.
I feel like
Because
as of
there's a
right
flaw.
now, it is the main way that people date. Like, everyone has like dating profiles, and yes, there are
Because our
exceptions.
generation, not even our generation, but I think it really started the generation after our generation.
Yeah.
Because for me, in my mind, my generation, I was born in the 90s, 1991.
94.
And I feel like my generation was the last generation to really live life without fully being technologically advanced.
Yeah.
I think the most sought after piece of technical equipment, cell phone wise, when I was early age, was the freaking Nokia. And all you can do is play Snake and change out to a neon clear phone case. You know?
Yeah.
And so I feel, in a way, yes, it may work for people, but in a way, dating has gotten lazy in that sense.
Yeah, there's something very very like primitive about it. As much as it is like a new age thing, it is still very, are you attracted or are you not? Swipe right or swipe left. And it's like that's really it. Like I feel like there's, until you are actually matched with somebody, there is no social aspect of it. There is no getting to know this person in the slightest before you even make like a gut decision on them. And obviously you're only going to spend what, maybe 30 seconds going through their profile if you are relatively interested.
Right. And the worst part about it, out of all of it, is that realistically speaking, if you really dive into it, unfortunately, this is the only one of the main, if not the main way for gay people to meet somebody.
Mm-hmm.
Because unlike our heterosexual friends, we do not have straight privilege.
Yeah.
A man and a woman can go out anywhere and find somebody to flirt with, find somebody to, I think that person's attractive. I'm going to go hit on them. I'm going to go talk to them. I'm going to go see if I can get their number. Mm-hmm. But no gay person can do that. There's no possible way for us to, if I'm out at a Safeway or Vaughn's,
there's
and be
always
like, oh my God, that guy's
it.
so cute. I'm going to go talk to him.
Yeah.
You know? So what do we do as homosexuals? We go to the app where we're safe, where we know we're going to find people who are like us, where we know we're going to find people who want to talk to us because we are also gay. And in the end, 9 times out of 10 be disappointed because either they don't find us as attractive as we hope they do, or they just want to hook up with us.
Yeah.
And that's the problem with dating apps.
I agree.
So going back to what I was saying about dating apps, and usually when you meet people, they don't always turn out to who they say they are. Further into that, we'll go a little more extreme. They're not always who they are portraying themselves to be in any way, physical or name or anything like that. Much like our incident that we had with each other.
Yeah.
Jason and I were on a dating app, at the time. Jason starts talking to this man who they had a very good connection with. Simultaneously, without each other's knowledge, I also start talking to a man, and we have a great connection with each other.
Mm-hmm.
But still, neither of us are telling each other any of this.
Because we're not aware that either of us is even talking to somebody.
Right, exactly. So I start talking to this guy. He's saying he's new to the area. He's still trying to meet friends, to meet people. He doesn't know who he's talking to. But he did start talking to somebody who he thought was really neat, who lived near him. Lo and behold, it turned out to be Jason.
Literally in my neighborhood.
Yeah. So, so now we know. I talked to Jason because obviously we're friends. We talked on text messages, and we know. At this point, I'm up north. I'm visiting my family. And out of nowhere, Jason calls me.
Yep.
In almost distress.
Yeah. I was sitting in a Five Below parking lot, having just left Farmer Boys, standing there waiting for this man to walk in because we were going to have a lovely breakfast. The man that walked in, I thought was a complete stranger. Turns out it was the man I was supposed to be meeting. This person that he was portraying to be online was a completely different race.
Mexican. Brown skin, black hair, Hispanic.
The man that walked in looked like Jeffrey Dahmer. Blonde hair, pale white skin, big glasses, which, no offense to anyone that looks like Jeffrey Dahmer out there, but it was just not what I was expecting. He approached me, acting as if I should recognize him. Did not look anything like that person.
Jason, it's me, Jeffrey.
It's me. And I was like, I was trying. I knew from the moment he said my name that I had been catfished.
Can I take some pictures of you?
In this Farmer Boys. I had known, but I was trying to give benefit of the doubt and just be like, oh, no, this is just a person that recognizes me from somewhere. Then when he says his name, we'll call him Mark. When he says his name, he said, oh, it's Mark. I was like, oh. He goes in for a hug, just trying to blow past it. And I was like, are we not going to talk about how the fact that you're not even the person in the pictures? He didn't think it was a big deal. Not in the slightest. So I
Jason
left.
leaves. He calls me, explaining everything that just happened.
Mm-hmm.
So of course, me being me, I messaged the guy and I said, "So you're not you, or what's going on?" And I don't know why you're putting up such a big issue about it. It should not even be that. You like me for me. It doesn't matter what
He
I
called me
look
dramatic.
like. Called Jason dramatic. Said I was overreacting. It was a whole thing. Double catfish.
Yeah.
Double homicide.
Double homicide.
It was ridiculous.
Yeah.
So the fact that people can go to the extent of changing every single thing of who they are just to talk to people is another reason why dating apps just, to me, not anymore work.
Yeah.
They just cannot be. There's too much risk in it, because who knows what could have happened had Jason gone through with it. He could have been crazy. Anything. If you're lying about yourself, what else are you lying about?
He had multiple times invited me over to his house. And I have a rule that I have to meet up in public before I go any further.
And still met up with Jeffrey Dahmer. The rule is so that he didn't meet Jeffrey Dahmer and still met Jeffrey Dahmer.
Exactly. This is supposed to avoid it. But Jeffrey's out here at the Farmer Boys trying to get people.
You know, how ironic
Mm.
for this man who looks like Jeffrey Dahmer to meet a
To be
boy
catfishing.
at a Farmer Boys.
Yeah. I'm a man, but okay.
To meet this boy at a Farmer Boys. So, all in all, I think dating apps, I just don't think they work.
Yeah.
As much as everybody wants them to, as much as they may work for somebody else, personally, and what I've seen just with my friends group and other people that I know, they just don't work. As much of a connection as you can have with somebody, I don't think you're going to find that same connection over the phone as you would in person. And yes, for the homosexual individuals, it's harder to find that in-person connection as it would not be for somebody who's heterosexual.
Yeah.
But I think, and maybe it's just my age and maybe it's the time that I was raised in and what I saw within my own life growing up, meeting in person, creating that bond in person, and having those interactions face to face is going to be 10 times what it would be over the phone.
Yeah. I agree.
So,
yeah, I feel like there is a way that it can work for some people, but for majority of people it's just it's shallow and it lacks human interaction until you're forced into a situation to now have dinner, have drinks, hang out with this person to be able to actually see if there's a connection.
because at the end of the day, you might just end up with a voice memo breaking up with you before you even start dating.
Or Jeffrey Dahmer and a Farmer Boys. So on that note, be safe out there, please.
Meet in a public place. My best advice to anybody, if you are on dating apps, Snapchat. 100% Snapchat. And if they say they don't have Snapchat or they don't listen
believe
to me,
them.
If they say they don't have Snapchat or they don't have social media, red flag, do not believe.
No. Do your Googling. No, call the FBI.
Because I'm so tired of watching the people of my community go up missing.
That's fair.
So,
you know what? On that note, we really appreciate you guys making it to the end of our first episode of Straighten Up. It honestly was a lot of fun. I'm enjoying just having conversation with my friend, and I hope you guys enjoy the random stuff that we talk about in these episodes.
I will say this first episode did get a little serious
Yeah.
towards the end. It was very lighthearted at the beginning.
Yeah.
It did get a little heavier at the end, but I feel like you can't have light without some heavy. It's a
100%.
give and a take. It's
It's
a
important.
balance, especially with something like this. If there's one thing that this could potentially bring to anybody, it's awareness. Be safe.
Notice
That's
the
it.
red flags, please.
Yeah, be safe
Yeah.
out there.
No, don't be turning those red flags into green ones.
And if you see something, say something, friends.
Please. And Black Lives Matter.
So,
So feel free. There are links below if you want to find us anywhere else. We're doing TikTok. We're doing Instagram. We're doing YouTube. I don't know where you're watching this right now, but feel free to check us out somewhere else.
straighten_up_pod
Yeah.
on all socials.
It's also going to be linked below if you can't remember that.
Because I almost didn't. With that, we're gonna head out. We're gonna get some food. We're gonna get some drinks, water, because it's late.
Yeah.
It is 3:00 in the morning.
We got work tomorrow.
Just kidding. It's not. It's only 10:30.
Yeah.
Anyways, all right, guys. Peace out.
All right, bye.